Yes, we're here. Yes, we're live. We're an hour early today. We're an hour early today. So Chris had something to do later today, but ended up getting rescheduled. But we're going to stream anyway. And tomorrow we'll probably do the same time. This time, 1 p.m. Central. So welcome. We're here to talk about whatever you want. I just checked the news, and not much was going on. Chris and I were about to argue about something. What were we talking about?
They're just
There's
Trump.
like invisible people intentionally running Trump to throw to.
I didn't say invisible people. I said the heads of the GOP. I don't think it's anything too conspiracy.
To create deliberately to create division, not because they think he can win.
I don't know. I mean,
like let's find the candidate that's going to create the most division and run him to divide America.
What I mean, like, it's not really it's going to create, like, it's okay. Well, maybe they aren't doing it to do that, but it's going to create more division because, like, it's more than likely Trump's going to end up going to jail, and yet every other GOP nominee has dropped out now, except for Nikki Haley.
Yeah, that's what I said. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they're fooling with Trump at all, with all of that hanging over his head. I would go with somebody that's more like steady and more mass appeal.
But if they run him, he's going to win the primaries because people still, for some reason, have
sabotage him in the election. If people get so repulsed from Trump after these trials and decide they don't want a criminal representing them, then it's going to depend on the vote. That's what they risk.
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's today's discussion about?
We're talking about Trump, and Chris thinks it's a plot to divide America, and I think it's just stupidity on their part to try to run him.
It's not necessarily a plot to divide America. It's gonna create that, though. If he wins every primary, which so far he's won 2 or 3 now. DeSantis dropped out yesterday. He beat Nikki Haley 3 times in a row, or twice, and so if they have him as their primary nominee, and then he gets indicted and thrown in jail, and then if unless the Supreme Court like reverses the thing with like the not having on the ballot in like 2 states and all the shit like that, I mean, like, what's going to happen in that situation? I mean, this is a situation that's never happened in politics before that I'm aware of.
I don't think any of the cases that you're talking about are going to be resolved by the time the election rolls around. There's too many. There's too many. I'll call them delay tactics for being able to appeal each decision. And as you go up the appeal chain, the process gets dragged out farther and farther. And I think the way things are written, if he gets elected president or becomes president, then they have to wait till he's done being president.
Right. And can he pardon himself? That was always the big question back before, anyway.
Nobody's answered that question yet.
I've never heard an answer for it. Yeah.
So if he gets elected
if he gets an election, if he gets elected, and they try to convict him of something, he's just saying he's not just going to pardon himself and just stay in office, right?
But I think that would become a total disaster.
Me too.
I don't think he would survive an impeachment process then.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's like we're either stuck with Biden, or we're stuck with a president that's gonna be going to jail. I think it's just a bad idea overall. I
don't think you'd be, unless Dodo Brain switches his vice presidential running mate from Kamala Harris.
Well, they won't do that.
If Biden was to win, I would almost foresee him relinquishing power and her taking over, and that would be a big disaster.
Yeah, that's what keeps me from voting for. I don't want a Kamala presidency.
She's a little snake in the grass.
Yeah. Well, she has no principles. She has no principles at all. She says whatever she thinks she can
Well,
say.
even if she does, they're completely opposite of mine. So either way,
Yeah,
I don't want her.
Yeah, she started off as a hard ass prosecutor in her early days, but once she started rubbing elbows with politicians and learning the game, she became more of a which way's the wind blowing.
Well, I mean, she
person.
sounds like an idiot on Twitter. They stream her videos and make fun of her trying to give
She
speeches.
sounds like an idiot when she gives
She's
a
worse
speech.
than George. They used to make George Bush fun of for being.
She's worse than Quayle.
She's worse than Biden.
This might get my stream shut down. The feds are watching.
Nah. We ain't said nothing that bad yet.
Even the feds don't like Kamala. I mean, come on, and besides, I've heard worse than what we're saying about Kamala on like major news networks. So I don't think we're gonna get shut down for anything talking shit about Kamala. Like even CNN doesn't like Kamala, even MSNBC doesn't like Kamala. Nobody likes Kamala. Like she is a universal. It's like doing a Kamala at this point would be like in the dictionary as a universal sign of mockery.
Well,
like,
even when she was what was she, a senator, right? Before she became VP?
Something like that, yes. Yeah. A California senator or a state senator or something.
No, she wasn't state, she was federal. Even watching her during Senate hearings or Senate whatever they do when they televise.
Like C-SPAN stuff?
Yeah, she was a doof then. None of her stuff never made any sense. In those hearings and whatnot she was involved in. She was just a laughing person, stock. I don't know how to put it.
She was the ultimate example of a DEI candidate, is what it comes down to. She fit all of the criteria they wanted for a VP. She's black. She's a woman. She's from Hawaii, I think, also too, or is that something like that?
Right? Oh, like she was a diversity hire.
Yeah, she was a diversity hire. Yeah. So I mean, she's just the ultimate diversity hire, and like, and nobody wants her. Nobody respects her as a politician.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they're doing it
to keep me away from Joe. Like, I don't trust him for 4 years that he's gonna last.
What do you mean?
I don't
last?
like Joe anyway.
He's already gone.
he's being.
If you know what I mean.
He's literally our first presidential puppet, like the first little one, because he's literally just like a mannequin.
I mean, when you're in his condition, you have to consider the vice presidency at that point. You have to consider what's next in line, and that's when I see Kamala standing there. That's what keeps me away.
I
would question for Trump too, because he's old too.
Does anybody know who he's thinking about for vice president?
No, I mean that would actually be, you know, who he chooses for vice president could actually be a huge deciding factor. Yeah, if he actually puts up someone popular enough, like in the general population, like Vivek. I don't know about Vivek. I don't think he was that popular, but maybe he was.
Talcott.
Talcott.
Trump and Talcott. I could see it.
TNT.
All he needs to do is he needs to convince The Rock to be his VP or something like that, right? He needs to get like Oprah or The Rock or somebody to be his VP. And
Jack, I had a thought today because Chris and I were watching this reality show where it's like a fake apprentice, and they make the contestants think they're competing for all this money, but they're actually being punked the whole time, and the whole show is in on it. So secretaries in the office, the boss, his family, they're all putting on this illusion for these business people. And I was thinking, if a reality show can do that and they're buying it, it's very elaborate, but it would be possible for like a corporation to continue this, like continuously maintain this illusion of being something it's not. But also they have a budget, they have a director, a producer that's coordinating all of this. So the element of coordination on the show is a lot stronger than I think it would take in real life.
Yeah, politics are not that good at that. At least Alex Jones. Yeah, okay. I give you that. I'll give you that, Jack. If you put Alex Jones up as VP,
I'm
I'd
not
vote.
looking for
I'd
interesting.
vote for the
That's not
chaos.
enough for me. I'm not looking for interesting. I'm not looking
That
for
will
Alex
not.
Jones level. I mean, y'all
No,
send me with the trolls on this channel. I'm definitely not looking for that.
it won't happen.
I know
That
it won't
won't happen.
He wouldn't even consider Alex Jones for VP. I'm saying if Alex Jones was VP, I would vote for Trump. I would go out. I would find it. Well, I'm not working this year, so I have no chance of getting sidelined by work. But at the same time, like I know that Alex Jones is a pariah for many reasons, and but still, I would love to see Alex Jones in the White House.
Just for fun, just like
Just for fun. Okay, it's still better than Kamala. It's better than Biden. It's better than Trump.
I don't know. If I had to choose between Alex Jones and Kamala, I don't even know if I could choose. That would be
No, couldn't.
I would
None
say
of the
no,
above.
because
None of
Alex
the
Jones has a video game now.
I saw that.
I heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Now,
seen it yet. Is it really bad? Is it like a wet? Is
Oh,
it like
it's
a
not
phone
that
game?
bad actually.
are there any crimes that keep you from running for president or vice president?
Supposedly insurrection.
I mean, besides that,
you need to say the noun, no, Jack. Not it. You need not a pronoun. Say the noun.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Okay.
Let me
About
swoop down.
politics being one long prank reality show.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, several politicians back in the early days of America were guilty of murder. They just called it duels, though. So I don't know if it I don't know if it mattered back then.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
yeah.
isn't it bizarre how recent in time dueling was still legal? Have you looked into that? It was only fully legalized in the 1800s. It hasn't even been illegal that long. It's really bizarre that we still allow people to go out and duel.
So yeah, politics is pretty much a reality show because the actual powers at the community corporate level. That's what it's contractors and the workers that implement the policy to have the most influence rather than the politicians. So if you have a policy just not enforced, then the law just doesn't exist.
If Trump was able to follow through with eliminating governmental departments, that would be a plus for us.
Yes, but Trump was the boss, and he turns out to be a really bad manager. We gave him. He was literally in there.
He listened to his advisors way too much.
He picked some bad advisors, I think.
Yeah.
The first time around.
Yeah,
and he overlooked the good ones.
Yeah, but going in, he told us he picked the best advisors. So I don't trust his judgment.
Well, we already had proof that was going to happen because we've all seen The Apprentice, and we also the people he chose to win The Apprentice. And in my experience, his the people that he would often fire some of the best candidates that they actually had in that show pretty early on. I only watched 2 seasons of it, and I didn't watch the whole of the second season. I saw the entirety of the second season of The Apprentice, and not because I wanted to, but because the person I was living with at the time was really into it. And I watched every episode of the second season of The Apprentice, and I remember being the people that I actually thought were the most competent got voted off pretty early on. So, I mean, I think that was already proof that even in a game show he didn't even choose the right people. He was choosing the people that were more entertaining.
And then what's going to happen if they're running? Let's say it's Biden against Trump, as it looks right now.
It's going to be
and something happens to where he can't run all of a sudden. What's going to happen to the election process then?
It's pretty simple. Joe Biden will win by default.
No, they would replace
No,
him.
you can't do
They
that.
would give him the opportunity to replace.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
that happens at local levels too.
Yeah, they'll get. I don't know because you get.
If he's chosen as vice,
he's losing, and everyone else is just getting crushed in the primaries. So anyone that replaces Trump won't possibly have a chance to beat Biden. So
if he has potentially chosen as VP by then, I think his VP technically would take the place of, because it would still be the same ticket. So I think his VP would become the de facto
That's why I think VPs are going to be very important in this cycle, especially given both of their ages.
Yeah.
If he puts like Tucker Carlson or something in there, like he certainly will like secure the Republican vote, but I don't know about any. But I don't know if he has I don't know how many Democrats he could win over.
Tucker Carlson is actually a libertarian.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, he spent many years broadcasting on MSNBC.
He did indeed. I know that he's been talked about before as a VP possibly, but I doubt he's really that's much serious there.
I don't see that working.
I don't see it working either.
Me neither.
I know he was one of the ones that they were talking about like months back. I don't think I've heard that.
Who are you talking about, Chris?
Tucker Carlson. They were talking like a few months back. They were talking about him potentially because him having talked to Tucker Carlson about being his VP. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think Tucker Carlson wants to be VP either. So I don't think that. I think that's a lot of it right there. Who else? I mean, who else could he possibly choose? Like realistically choose? I mean, he could realistically put Nikki Haley or
Ron DeSantis
or I mean, Ron DeSantis is dropping out right when he did. It seemed a little weird to me, I have to admit. So maybe there's already a deal with him to become like the VP.
He lost funding because Trump is double, triple digits in front of everybody. They realize there's no way. Go ahead, Jeff.
It depends on when he drops out as to what happens to the election. So I'm putting an article in the chat that explains it.
Okay.
Because there's different at different stages of the process. Yeah.
Oh wow. I know it's complicated as hell. I think though, I myself think that the everyday mail-in ballots ought to be done away with.
That we have mail-in here. I love it. I don't want to go back to.
Yeah, we should make it as easy as possible to vote.
But it should be verified. There should be a way to verify.
There is. There's a ton of security on it.
The last election, they totally ignored verification process.
Well, you know what would be a great technology to use for ensuring the votes are real and everything that we've only so far used for dumb things. Blockchain, exactly. That's exactly my point. Blockchain would be the perfect technology to use for ensuring that every person could have one vote and only one vote, and that the votes would be recorded permanently and they wouldn't be able to be changed. And that's actually a good use for blockchain. And like we're not doing it for some reason. I don't know why.
I agree
seriously. I think blockchain. Well, I mean,
I'm a dumbass. Right. What's blockchain?
It's an immutable database.
Technology that crypto runs on.
Yeah, it's an immutable database.
It's a technology, the same technology that Bitcoin is based on.
I'm sorry.
It's not very good for Bitcoin.
Anything that is on an electronic format is fallible.
So
if it's a paper,
blockchain's a lot more secure. Blockchain's a lot more secure.
Like the Quran. If it's on paper, it's infallible, like the Quran, right, Chuck?
Huh?
Well, with paper, you got one paper. You're able to keep it on file. You're able to verify the voting person to the paper.
Well, not exactly. Only certain people have access to the paper, and then we have to trust MePro on them. So they could verify and they could just tell us whatever they want.
Well, yeah, because like
a blockchain is a public ledger that can't be changed. So, like, if someone votes, then everybody in the country could see who voted and see their vote on the blockchain. It could be verified in a public sense, and that's the reason why.
Well,
and it would be completely
as
open.
it's done.
that's
As it's done,
illegal. That's illegal. You can't. It's a private vote. You cannot disclose who they voted for.
That can be done with
we don't need to know
encryption, too.
who they vote for. We just need to know that the votes are in there.
Well,
okay.
Chris just said you would be able to see each person who they voted
Okay,
for.
you could. It could be set up that way, but you could also set up with an encryption so that each person's name is encrypted and therefore and hidden behind an encryption firewall.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
still,
okay.
but the election would still be, but
Like
it would still
Monero.
be public. It would still be public. Everyone would be able to see how many votes there were. Anybody would be able to go in and actually see the number of votes. If they wanted to go in and count them, they could. I don't know. And Jack is saying making a slave. It would make us slaves, but I don't see how that.
Well, we're
Hank
already
had-
slaves. We just don't realize it.
Hank had a good point with the paper, because what was that, Atlanta, when they was looking at the live feed of where they was counting votes, and they were lifting up the skirt of the table, pulling out backpacks with votes in it, as opposed boxes with votes in it. They were in backpacks.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that. But
That was a
lot of those videos got debunked. They have them online.
Well, I don't know how you debunk something that was a live feed.
And Jack, we're
I
always
just know
happy
that
to
a lot
see
of
you on
them
the stream.
have been debunked. I watched a thing on them the other day, and they had video.
Yeah, that's exactly my point, Chuck. If it's both live streamed via a immutable database, we could audit it in real time.
Yeah, but
Hank said, Jack said that you know how blockchain can make us slaves. So Hank, explain that to us, Hank.
make us.
I don't know how it can make us slaves. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to track on certain blockchains, but that's not enough to make us slaves. So.
And blockchain technology has come a long way since the original Bitcoin blockchain. Like I used to work with a company library that eventually became what's it called now? Odyssey. I actually used to work on. I used to run the Twitter account for what became Odyssey before it was called Odyssey. It was called Library something else back then, and like I mean the cool thing about it was that if someone uploaded, say, like back then there was a big thing about like they were talking about there was diagrams for printing 3D guns and shit like that. People uploaded those diagrams up to that blockchain, and they could not be removed. There was no way to get rid of it without getting rid of the entire blockchain, which they couldn't do. So that there are advantages to blockchain that you can't replicate in other forms. Yeah. Everybody is welcome to come up and talk about this issue. Like I admit
any other issue. I guess election season has begun.
And what I find fascinating, and I've always found this fascinating my whole life, is if you look at the population of the United States and the amount of people that actually vote.
Yeah, it's like a third. I looked it up the other day. It came up.
Yeah, it's befuddling to me. As many people that gripe, if they voted, it would make a difference.
That's what I'm saying. You only have to move a small fraction of that 2/3 to swing it your way.
Yeah, the problem is not voting. The problem is who I have as an option to vote for is garbage, and I don't feel like
sometimes that happens. I get that up here too, where it's heavily.
So my selection, I'm going to vote much less because my selection is garbage.
Well, you have that option. You'll be one of the 2/3. You'll be in the majority.
But I usually go in and vote by end up leaving a whole lot of spots blank.
Yeah, I understand that. I know what you mean there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that I think that if we can trust mail-in voting, I think we could trust some form of electronic voting to some degree, like from our computers. Like have you ever tried to get like I had to get a my Social Security account for like the whole disability thing, and it was a major ordeal. I had to like send in like forms of ID and all this stuff and everything to like
Oh
prove that
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
me.
I yep.
It's a huge ordeal. If and like it's really I don't see how you could subvert it that easily. So, I mean, I think that if they can come up with like secure enough like methods like that, I think we could create accounts and everything that where people have to log in and pick the vote, and their vote's permanent, and
But you run into the problem. That's the problem they've been having with elections. You needed an ID to vote, and some places enforce it, and some places don't. Some states allow it, some don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying we should get rid of the paper vote, the regular in-person voting entirely. I'm just saying we should
No, no,
let make it
no. I'm
option.
talking about the verification where they said it was discrimination against people that
Oh yeah,
that
that's ridiculous.
couldn't get an
Well,
ID.
we're all going to have iris scan verification soon because they have it in Jordan or Somalia or somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
that's
it.
We've had our iris scan technology for ages. That's nothing even new.
They said not in the United States. That article said they're currently none in the United States.
Yeah, probably
I'm just saying we've had the ability to do it for a long time. I'm not saying we've been using it for voting. I'm just saying we've had that ability for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't use it for voting either. They use it for food stamps. But the point is, it's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been here.
It's just not been used. It just hasn't been used until recently. Yeah.
So now they're using it on poor brown people, which.
No, they're using it on immigrants only, aren't they?
The refugees.
Refugees, yeah.
And I don't see what's wrong with that. Like the irises are good. They're like a fingerprint. They're unique to each individual person. They can't be faked easily. What's wrong with like?
What's the difference?
I found an article of them faking it easily.
What's the difference between a fingerprint and an iris scan?
Didn't MythBusters prove how like only the most sophisticated fingerprint scanners can be fooled by even like ballistic gel, something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember seeing that ages ago. I used to watch MythBusters a lot, and like MythBusters is this whole episode about fingerprint scanners as a security type thing, and they found that they could fool pretty much any fingerprint scanner except for like the most high end like expensive fingerprint scanners couldn't be fooled by anything they could find. But every other one could be fooled by really simple shit, like just like it'd be fooled super simply. So it all depends if the government actually the government actually spent the money to do to get the right technology.
Yeah, the cheaper ones can be tricked by a printout.
Yeah, a printout, or ballistics gel, and many other things. Yeah.
Even then, you can get around it. You can trick the software and not even have to supply anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I think that we could come up with more secure voting techniques if they really wanted to, but they clearly don't want to. So.
Exactly.
Well, I think people are. First of all, it depends. There's an office you elect somebody to that's in charge of that. I think at the local level. A lot of them are. That's one of the platforms they run on is all of the new innovations they're going to bring to the position. So it also depends on who people are voting into the positions to affect this.
Who made?
Because a lot of them are looking to bring change.
Yeah, what happened to Hank? I thought he was. It looked like he intentionally logged off, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he does that all the time. It doesn't matter. Like,
confuses me.
I don't know how somebody looks like they intentionally logged off. What are you looking at?
Because I saw him go over and click something, and that's when I heard the click. That's whenever he went off. I'm just saying it looked like he clicked the end thing. Maybe he clicked something different or something. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I've done that myself. Go to click something and be on the wrong spot. Been there, done that.
Me too. I don't know. I mean, it's like it at this point. It really. I'm not sure how much the choices we have. It really does depend on who chooses Trump for VP at this point. That's the final word I have.
And going and looking through the people available, even on the Democrat side, just using a large lens. I don't see nobody out there that pops up on radar that would be a good candidate.
Mm.
You got Marianne Williamson, the crazy kind of lady.
Oh my God!
Get Robert F. Kennedy, which I don't think he's so bad, but he's not like he's not great.
I don't think he's completely in touch with reality.
But
On
none
all
of them are.
aspects.
Biden lost touch with the corporeal world a while back. So I mean,
have hair will travel.
Yeah.
There we go. That's how we do voting, by the sniff test.
Here you go. Here's a question for you, Chuck.
I can't read that. Too small.
Would you vote for Talcott if he was on the ballot?
Hell no.
No. That sounded like a pretty definitive answer to me.
I mean, I'm sorry. The fascist ideas I can't go along with.
Biden wins the sniff vote.
That's why I said have hair will travel.
Yeah.
That's how they determine your vote, the sniff test.
Have Biden come and sniff your hair and see if you smell honest or not.
Oh Lord, we're sick. I can remember in years past, I wrote my own name in because I didn't like who was running.
Oh.
I never showed up on any of the national election counts, though. I guess one vote's not enough to count.
Depends on where you live, I guess.
Yeah.
I always like to be like, I'm more tactical with my vote. It's like an opportunity, maybe because I watch a lot of reality TV. It's an opportunity to be strategic and affect some outcome.
Yeah, and I never vote straight ticket. I never have. I vote for who or what I think is best.
Yeah, I do too. I vote on each. I look at each candidate for each
exactly
office, or I vote on each issue because here they have
exactly
vote on.
Because you remember the old ballots a long time back, you could just go in there and mark straight Republican checkbox or straight Democrat checkbox.
Oh, that might even be before me.
You can still register that way. You can register that way when you register to vote. You can register as a
I meant on the voting thing.
Yeah, I know.
Is that where you have to go into the little booth with the curtain and pull the knobs?
Yep. No, it was paper.
Oh.
You just, at the very top, there used to be two boxes. Straight Republican or straight Democrat, and that's all you had to check and turn in your ballot. So it would automatically tabulate all the Democrats got your vote or all the Republicans got your vote that were on the ballot.
And we were probably even less polarized then than we are now when we don't have that.
I mean, I think you still can, as far as I know, if you read it when you register to vote, you can register as a party.
You can, but I don't know if that automatically casts your votes for all Republicans.
Right. I think they did.
That was my understanding.
They've done away with it.
Okay. I guess
that would control your vote. Like if they forced you to vote Republican just because you registered Republican, that would be constraining your voice.
Now on the primaries, you have to vote. If let's say you're a Republican, when you go in to vote in the primaries, you only get Republican candidates to choose from. There's no Democrats on your ballot.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Now, the national election is when you get to pick who you want, either party. But prior to that, you have to vote your party.
Yeah, it's different by state. Here, anybody can vote in the primaries because they don't even declare party. Like you don't even declare a party when you register.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's easier to do that up here.
Well, I noticed. I was looking. I'm sure it changed. I'm not sure, but I was looking at the Tennessee primary coming up on March 5th. there's like 12 people on there for president.
Oh, are they all from Tennessee?
I don't know. I mean, the obvious were Trump, Vivaswamy, or whatever his name is,
He dropped out.
Nikki Haley, DeSantis, and then the rest of the names I've never even heard of.
Oh yeah, they had that old white guy in Florida that dropped out too. Yeah, they had a few like fringy type candidates.
Isn't Nikki Haley the only one still running against him?
Yep, she's the only one
Yeah,
left.
she's trying to
And
put her
and
position
she
as
lost the
the
primary.
not Trumper. She's like, I'm not going to let Trump win the nomination. Like somebody has to fight and keep Trump away.
And yet
I don't know about her. Now, what state is she from? Was it South Carolina or North Carolina, where she was governor?
Let's look.
I don't know.
I can see that being the only
South
state.
Carolina.
I could see that being the only state she could win. But if she doesn't even win that, she's done. Who's the next on the primary sheet after New Hampshire?
I don't even know.
I don't either. It was Iowa, New Hampshire, and I don't remember who the third is.
The Democrats started using South Carolina. Let's see. Here's the schedule. What
I'm in
are
on
we
the
right now?
Republican.
South Carolina, February 3rd.
Oh, is it?
And then Nevada.
Okay, that's going to be.
And they're both
Trump's
open primaries.
Trump's not on the ballot in Nevada. So is there going to be anybody on it if Nikki Haley drops out? Is it going to be Nikki Haley's the only option there?
Oh wait, you know what? These are the Democratic primaries.
Oh, okay.
The next Republican one is February 24th in South Carolina.
But South Carolina is third.
So we have like a month. Yeah, South Carolina's third in Republican. Oh well, no, actually on the 8th they have something called the Nevada Republican Caucus.
Okay.
And then in about a month you have the South Carolina Republican primary.
See, that's the one that saved Biden's ass the last time.
What,
He
South
was
Carolina?
going. Yeah, he was going down the tubes until South Carolina. And
Well, now the Democrats start in South Carolina. That's their first primary. They moved it from Iowa after all that chaos that one year.
That's because of Biden losing so badly in Iowa and New Hampshire before.
Oh.
And then when it got to South Carolina, he just stomped the living hell out of the rest of them.
Well, that's Nikki Haley's state. So I don't know if that's going to work the same way this year.
Who are you talking about, Frank? Is it vote for the old white lawyer with a sex addiction and a large prostate? Are you talking about like Biden?
Me?
Frank, quit spreading disinformation. I'm going to have to. Didn't mean to do that.
How is it disinformation? I don't even know who he's talking about. He's not disinfoing anybody if he doesn't say who he's talking about.
The sex addiction is an accusation.
Against who?
Against who?
I'm confused.
I don't want it in the chat.
Best I can tell, every politician is sex addicted. So
no, that's a stupid thing to think.
I was joking. Man.
I don't know anybody running that fits that description.
Oh, yeah. See, he was just guessing. He was sure that some of them, right? Yeah.
Because Trump's not a lawyer.
Yeah, I do think Biden probably was. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. He's been in politics since before I was born. So.
He lost 4 times prior, and that was the best we had to choose from.
This goes to show you, if at first you don't succeed, you know.
Try again.
Lie,
or is that, yeah, lie, cry, whichever word you want to use.
Oh, I didn't know you were Canadian, Frank.
I'm not.
Frank is.
Oh. Which Frank? I know so many Franks.
It's just Frank. Just Frank in the comments.
Oh, just Frank?
Just Frank.
Come on, does anybody else want to come on? Come in here and stir this pot up some, since Hank left, so we got nobody here to.
Yeah,
like,
this is going to be 2024 already. We're going to be in for a ride.
Oh my God, are we ever? And once the Supreme Court start, well, a lot of it's going to depend on what the Supreme Court does.
Yeah,
quickly.
That's February 8th. That's coming up, where they start hearing arguments.
Is it?
I have my eye on that one.
Yeah, it's
going to be. I mean, we may end up with somebody that none of us want, like Trump or Biden or some VP candidate or something. So, like, I don't expect anybody to be made happy by this election.
I mean, more than likely, Biden Kamala is going to remain the ticket on the Democrat side. I don't see anything changing that. So, what's that?
Biden did keep Kamala as his, or Kamala, whatever her name is, as his running mate.
We're just assuming.
There's been no mention.
Unless he has a good reason to swap it out, they usually don't.
Yeah, they'd have to have her come up with like some sort of like super illness, and that would look really weird.
To me,
considering how
she's given plenty of reasons, but I'm sure they're still not going to swap her out, especially if she's a diversity hire.
Oh, she's submissive, all right.
See, I mean, like I said, yeah, I guess amongst the ex candidates that have all dropped out now, it could be DeSantis, could be Vivek, could be Haley. I doubt it'd go for Haley. That would just be like, I mean, having Trump, Haley versus Biden, Kamala would be like almost identical matchup at this point. So,
yeah, that would be a hard one.
I wonder if the numbers would go down if it stays like that.
Like the turnout?
Yeah.
It could.
If it would go down or go up.
It could, like, considering the little taste of apathy I get even on these streams, it could very well lower because enough people are just figuring it's not worth it.
Because wasn't the 2020 the highest ever for president vote?
Supposedly.
I don't know.
Supposedly the highest turnout ever.
Between the two of them, they brought in the most votes of any
house. Like, even if it was to vote, it was at least something to do.
Yeah.
Because the simple man can't run anymore.
Quit putting controversial shit that puts my stream at risk. You know the feds watch this.
I don't care. What are they going to do? Spank me? I ain't done nothing wrong.
You actually think Kamala Harris is kind of hot, Frank? Ugh, I don't know.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was to Jake, not I-Fi.
That would be like saying Justin Trudeau is hot.
He's not.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Neither is she. She's daffy like a duck.
I kind of thought Tulsi Gabbard was kind of hot,
but now I'll agree with you on that one.
She's got that white streak that makes her look like Rogue from the X-Men, you know.
But she went off the left field at times on some of her thinking too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Which was a wee bit strange, but well, hey, we're all strange in one form or fashion.
I'd be into it if Trump made her his running mate. I'd be down with that. At least it's something interesting. I don't know. Jonathan said yes. Tulsi Gabbard's pretty slamming. I can't think of many politics that were actually like. I mean, I guess a lot of people thought what's her name from Alaska, that
Palin? Sarah
yeah, Palin was hot. A lot of people thought Sarah
she
Palin
made
was
me
hot.
nervous.
Hot.
Yeah, I didn't care for that much.
She made me so nervous, but not nearly as nervous as Trump made me.
Trump made you nervous? Why is that?
Yeah, because he was so unpredictable, and he wasn't the brightest. I get nervous when unintelligent people are in positions of power, and I get nervous when women are in positions of power.
Now, he did manage to shake a few things up. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a bull shakes up a china shop. I don't know how much of it was like this master stroke of genius he pulled off.
Well, what I find disappointing is that the average Joe couldn't even think about running for office, like back in the olden days, you know?
Yeah, that definitely is a
I don't
problem.
know. Has it gotten easier?
No, it hasn't. I
No,
mean,
harder.
it takes so much money to even get into
Some of the
process.
I know Seattle tried this public. They had like something called democracy vouchers, and it was money that they mailed everybody, except it can only be used to fund candidates, and you could turn in your democracy vouchers to support local grassroots candidate, and nobody ever used them. Like they ran the program for years, and they never got
Wow.
used.
Wow.
So some places have tried to help the grassroots, but they can't seem to pull it off. Pizza pops. What's a pizza pop?
Pizza pop?
Just
I
I
think
think
frozen pizza ice cream.
I've heard of it though.
Like a pizza pocket, probably like a Totino's pizza pocket.
Pizza pop. Oh, like the little.
I have heard of it though.
Pockets, mini pockets.
That's what I assume. Yeah, he said yes. So yeah.
A pocket pizza pop. Okay. They call things weird in Canada. Pizza pop. I wouldn't know what someone was offering me if I was in Canada and I was at their house.
Have you guys seen this new cheeseburger hitting the markets with peanut butter on it?
That sounds.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it. Yeah, Sonic has that. Yeah.
So does
peanut butter
Burger King.
on a cheeseburger. That sounds nasty.
Oh, it does. It sounds gross. Peanut butter and bacon.
That actually makes me nauseous to think about. I don't think I'm feeling very well. Thank God.
That's not a very good combination in my book.
If I suddenly get up and run out of here, it'll be to go throw up. So just let you know.
What's going on?
Fall down. You look a little wobbly.
You want it? We can end. We can end. We don't have to keep going.
It's not that we can keep. I mean, there's no reason. If I go throw up, it's not like I wouldn't be right back. I mean,
yeah, you look a little wobbly in the chair there.
Yeah, I feel a little wobbly.
Vertigo.
Yeah, the vertigo. Yeah. But then the vertigo was already bothering me, and then the thought of the peanut butter on the hamburger thing.
All right, well, we'll get off the peanut butter. Last thing I want to do is it.
My wife actually liked one of those. There was this place that used to be here called Slater 50/50, and they had a peanut butter and jelly hamburger that she ordered, and she loved it.
Oh God! Well, I'm not supposed to judge, so I'm going to try not to. But that sounds so gross.
It sounds gross to me too. I thought it looked gross. I thought it.
Yep.
She said it was good.
We'll get away from it.
Yeah.
Talcott for president.
I would probably vote if Jack was VP over the other two. I would maybe even consider.
Well, we know him personally, so maybe we'd be able to influence the political process somehow.
I mean, we can't even influence him in the stream.
And he's already told us our opinions don't matter to him.
That's true.
So we wouldn't hold much favor, I'm afraid.
That's true.
He excluded me from his little community. He told me I wasn't even included, to just ignore what he's saying.
Well, he kicked me out for 2 days, I think. Took my wrench away. Yeah, he put.
Did you get your wrench
VP,
back?
No.
Oh.
If he made VP, I'd be the first one that went to the re-education camp.
Oh my.
That word scares me.
Yeah,
What,
it's not a good word.
re-education?
Yes.
It sounds very condescending to me when I hear it.
That
Like,
means we're
who are
going to
you?
force you to learn our way.
Yeah, who are you? I don't need education.
Well, apparently some of us do.
Oh man.
That's true as well. But you can't force it on people. Like, I try to all the time in here.
Well, Hitler tried. How'd that work out? Who else
Oh well,
tried?
they
What?
just killed those
Yeah, these
people.
are when the people saying that are not people that understand education.
No,
Yeah.
Or
no.
people.
Hitler ran some re-education camps
Yeah,
for
that's why they're called concentration camps, because you have to think really hard while you're there.
Well,
Yes.
no, he actually had a camp for re-educating the populace.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, not all of
Didn't
them
Mao,
were.
like the Red Guard or whatever, Mao's people have that?
Yeah, they did too.
And I think
But
Stalin
Stalin
did too.
Yeah, Stalin also did.
And now we got struggle sessions in the workplace that do the same thing.
Struggle session.
Yeah, when they bring you into like a group meeting and they tell you all the things you did wrong, like how you erased this, or you said this, or you said that, and you're supposed to apologize and get on the same page that they want you on.
I'll be right back.
All right, Chris. He said he'd be right back in case you didn't hear him.
He's probably going to throw up, poor thing.
Yep. We will survive.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. That's why we streamed early today. So we'll probably wrap up and then same time tomorrow as well.
Where's the usual guys?
I don't know, but maybe because we started early and they waiting for us at noon. We're in a different time loop.
Yeah, I made sure I had my calendar clear today
Oh,
because you were starting early.
I hope you didn't wake up for this.
Yes, sir.
Oh no.
I woke up and got all my notes out to make sure I was prepped. You believe that one? I got an island, I'll tell you. So what's on your mind, Jeff? Anything?
Mm-mm. No, I feel like, surprisingly enough, I feel like I have the least amount of drama right now of anybody, and so I'm trying to stay that calm, centered core in the middle of all of this drama tornado that's been blowing around.
Whew. It's still going around too.
Oh, Moose, Jack gets on here with his baby all the time, and his bad connection, you can still hear it. And then Chris, of course, has the lovely baby Juniper, who I think they're going to go get this weekend. So all that is to say, don't worry about baby sounds, because we have plenty of them.
Oh yeah, his kid ain't bad. It's just a normal kid.
Some people are so polite. That's one reason I thought he was Canadian, because he was so polite, and his name was Moose. I said, "Oh, this must be a Canadian."
No, he's respectful in that regard. Well, people, when he was on the previous circuit, made extreme fun of him and his baby whenever she would cry.
That seems cruel, to make fun of a baby for crying.
Well, the thing, it wasn't a baby, it was MoOse actually, and that, the
People
on
will
and
take
on
any
and on.
opportunity to be ugly. They try to do that with Chris and Juniper. Say ugly, hateful things about them.
Is Juniper Chris's baby?
Yeah.
Okay. How dare them?
Yeah, she used to come on the stream.
Kids
I
ain't
know.
done that.
That's what I'm saying.
Kid,
Like, some people are just gonna look for ways to do it no matter what.
kids ain't done nothing to nobody. Leave them alone.
I agree.
And what's that old saying? Our kids are our next future, or
I
whatever the
believe
word
the
is.
children are the future.
There
Teach
you
them
go.
well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. A sense
There
of
you
pride.
go.
Something.
Unless she's acting up really bad, MoOse, there's no reason you can't come up.
Yeah,
Other than I think we might wrap up. How are you doing,
I used to
Chris?
bring Juniper. I'm okay now.
Okay, let me know, because
I'm
we
all
can
right
end. We can end whenever you want.
I mean, I guess there's nothing to talk about. We can end, but I mean, if we're still talking, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, like I used to bring Juniper on stream all the time, MoOse. So
That's where me and the wife used to fight really bad. Was she wanted to post the family pics on Facebook and stuff, and I said, I don't care if you post yourself. I just don't want the kids and the grandkids on there. Strictly for the reasons we're talking about.
Yeah. When I was on the other streams or whatever, they would say how I'm like an abusive father and neglectful, and like they would take it like to the extreme to spin the whole story. When
your
my
baby
wife
was
there.
crying?
Yeah, because she'd be crying, but my wife would be like, taking care of the baby, and I'd be there talking, and so it would just be like background noise. So like that's why I'm sensitive about it or whatever.
They kept telling MoOse, get off the computer and go take care of that screaming kid. You're a bad daddy.
But it wouldn't be just once. It would be like they would do that for like hours and just like
they try to find the
about
weak spots in people and in groups, and then they punch down on them.
It was unnecessary.
What stream was this on?
Juniper was always super happy on the stream, so everybody always loved her. She was always like smiling at the camera.
That's up to MoOse if he wants to name it.
Oh, she was teething, at the time. So it was one of those things that like she'd just cry out of nowhere, and it was like, whoops.
Yeah, I understand.
But hey, do you have Discord, Chuck? Do you have Discord? Because we need
I
5 more boosts.
I just put it on my phone. I haven't finished setting it up yet.
Are you guys like subscribers or whatever to that Nitro or some shit? Because I got a free trial of it, so I boosted your server.
Nitro.
Yeah, I tried to boost. I had a trial of it a while back, and I tried to. I don't know, like my computer kept crashing when I was trying to use some of the stuff. So I don't know. I've been having computer problems lately though. So anyway,
what is Nitro?
It's Discord, but you pay for it. Mostly
MoOse, I saw you had boosted the server today. What does that do? What does that mean?
Well, I was hoping you guys would know what
I did a Nitro trial like last year or something, but there wasn't much to. I didn't see anything in it that I could use.
We got the blind leading the blind here.
I guess so. Let's find out with this server boosting. Let's see.
All right, so
I have no idea.
We got 50 emoji slots, so you can make custom emojis. There's 16 soundboards.
Yeah, the audio quality.
Once we get to level 2, it increases the audio quality, and then it also increases the stream quality
to 1080.
Yeah.
Is that on Discord?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know.
But you have to make the emojis yourself. They just give you the slots for them.
Yeah, I think so. But I thought that would be a good thing to like, get you one of those devil horn guys, and then get Chris one of those smooth looking dudes.
Oh,
I don't know.
from the AI art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
I-
And put the Discord link in the private chat, if you have it, Jeff. Like, because
Oh, yeah.
that way Chuck can
Yeah.
join it. He said
And-
he's
and
got his phone.
I did Reddit a long time ago, and I got sick of it.
Yeah, me too. I
Discord's a lot different than Reddit. Discord's more like old school chat rooms back in the AOL days, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Because that Reddit just turned into a sub of a sub of a subsystem of a subcategory of a sub channel of a. It was like an octopus, too many arms.
Yeah, I found it over moderated.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I would there was like a post that would come up or whatever, and I would reply to that post. I had no clue. I wasn't looking for it or anything, but I would just say what I was feeling. And then the next thing you know, like, I get a message, you've been banned from this. You've been banned from here.
From this subreddit. Somebody don't like you, you're removed. Yeah.
I last time I tried to post in actually tried to post on Reddit. I was writing something about that TV show Mr. Robot. I was in their Mr. Robot subreddit, and I dared make a critical statement about the show, and I just got I got downvoted by everyone. So like my Reddit account has like negative karma and everything now. So like my posts don't get any attention, so I don't even use it anymore.
Yeah, it's just too crazy for this kid.
Yeah, Discord's much better because there's almost no moderation. Just don't post anything ignorant or stupid or too hateful.
I try not to because I know what goes out there comes back around.
And keep the videos in the video channel. The conspiracy stuff in the conspiracy channel. That's the only other thing.
I'm sorry.
In the
I'm
general
fresh out
chat,
of.
don't be general chatting in the video channel. It's ignorant.
I noticed that too.
I was doing that.
Y'all can always
doing it
thread,
too.
like whatever
I was doing
discussion
it
you
too.
start at any channel. If you thread it, then it won't be an issue.
My conspiracy chain is at a roadblock.
So you
Can't deal with
believe
it.
in a conspiracy?
I don't believe in nothing anymore.
Oh, that's based.
There's so many conspiracies.
Nihilism is based.
That's the way to be. No, serious. Yeah, that's how Socrates was. He kept a healthy ignorance and curiosity about everything.
Because if everything's a conspiracy, then nothing's a conspiracy.
That's what I keep saying. There's too many groups involved to have a conspiracy.
Is there a way we can get a hold of that Plex channel? Because I saw you left your computer on last night, and I went to quick watch.
I'll send you a link to my Plex server. I'll send you a link.
You're a badass.
You can get into it. Yeah, no problem.
What the hell's a Plex?
It's like a movie database.
It's just like my own personal Netflix. Basically, is what it comes down to. Like whatever I put on it's whatever is available. So.
How do they get by with that?
It's private.
You remember?
Don't ask too many questions. Remember, everything's not a conspiracy.
It sounds like Napster. You remember when Napster?
I remember that. Yeah, I got a lot of music off of Napster, and just before MySpace took over.
And then they got shut down.
Yeah,
Plex is kind of like that. But you can only
really
watch
download
stuff
from it.
And they had torrents even back then, but I didn't know what they were, how to use them. But I remember people.
Yeah, torrenting's been around.
Torrent, yeah.
BitTorrent.
Yeah.
They had a music site. I forgot what it was called, where you had to download it.
Kaza?
Maybe.
Kaza was a peer-to-peer, I'm pretty sure. I don't think.
And then there was LimeWire.
Yeah,
that's peer-to-peer.
They appeared after
LimeWire.
There's still a good P2P server around, but I dare not mention it in public. Less it get attention on it that it doesn't need. But there's from back in the Napster days, there's still one peer-to-peer file sharing service that I still use this day. It's still very small and very underground, but I'll
Yeah,
send you a link.
after I got hurt, I lost touch with all technology related crap.
When did you get back in
When did I get back into what?
technology?
I really haven't. I dabble here and there. After they fixed me the last time, which would have been let's see, 60 let's see, I'm trying to think. I got hurt in 2011, so 2020, 2021 when I dived back in.
I've said like during COVID or after COVID.
Yeah, somewhere around there because I burnt my house down and
Oh my
lost
God.
all my. Oh, I lost an easy 20 grand worth of computer stuff.
From burning your house down?
Yeah, we lost everything in the fire. We had to
Oh my
start
God.
from ground zero.
Even though I didn't have a
Yeah,
fire, that's how I feel like. I feel like I've started from ground zero again. I know how you. I know a little bit how that feels.
yeah,
I have.
you
I feel
had
like
I
that
I
have to
feel like
flood.
Yeah. 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 The same
It
same
is
kind of thing.
it is hell to rebuild from scratch. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, especially when you're working towards certain goals or whatever for years and years, and you finally kind of get there, and then something comes and like takes it all away. It sucks, man. But it's all right. You know, I'm still alive.
Yeah, I,
We're still okay.
I had an
I,
online vape
losing
store going,
an
losing stuff
online
is
what?
better than losing your life.
vaping store where you could buy vape products,
Oh,
and there's about 15 grand of that got burned up.
dang.
Yeah,
That's sad, man.
but I don't cry about it. Ain't
Yeah.
won't do no good.
Any
Yeah,
tears
I
I had to
mean,
cry over it, I cried over it years of going way back. So I really don't cry about it anymore.
you too somewhere. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
And
much
then
cried out too.
insurance company, they had me itemizing stuff, and they got to my kid's Lego collection, and he had over $10,000 worth of Lego sets.
Dang.
Now, mind you, that was ever since he was small till he was. So that was probably 10 years worth of Lego collections that because he's autistic and he got
Yeah.
into that. So
Oh yeah, we love our Legos.
that was his
Legos are
forte.
expensive. Legos are so expensive. They really are.
Oh God, yes, tell me
We had
about
the
it.
brick blocks, like the knockoff version.
Oh, I bought him a set of those, and after you had Legos, you just can't do it.
Oh, we play for
Not
hours with that stuff.
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
remember
No.
a thing called Lincoln Logs?
Yeah, we
Oh
had
yeah.
Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. Yep,
Yeah.
Yep, we
you
used to
could build a
have a
little log
blast
cabin.
with that. I bought that for the
Yeah,
boy, and he said, "We might as well throw this stuff in the fire. I ain't got no use for this." He
Damn.
wanted nothing to do with that stuff.
Well, I mean, Lincoln Logs were kind of boring, but Tinker Toys were fun. Like Tinker Toys,
I
like you could
love
actually
Lincoln
make little
Logs.
you could make
I
machines.
probably like them more
Well,
than Tinker Toys.
Oh,
really,
I
like,
recreated the.
you can only build certain things like with Lincoln Logs, though. You couldn't build just
Yeah, but they
anything.
had expansions too. You could buy and
Yeah,
I only ever had a basic set. All right,
I
Moose, no problem.
have
oh,
built out
okay.
the.
Take care, Moose. We'll probably be here.
All right, Moose. But yeah, I had recreated the Lincoln settlement, Abraham Lincoln settlement in
Oh,
Springfield, Illinois. I had recreated that with Lincoln Log at one time when I was younger.
oh, nice.
That was a pretty big layout.
Yeah, I imagine.
Oh, Lord. What happened to Moose? I didn't read that.
He's run to the store,
Oh, okay.
going to the
I
stove.
thought I thought that was Flow State's excuse.
Oh, he goes to get cigarettes.
cigarettes and pizza.
I think he really does run out of cigarettes and needs more.
Well, yeah. Now, a sane person would think about this on their way home in the first place.
I am drawing no conclusions.
I'm just razzing on him.
I never buy cigarettes until I'm all the way out, because of the simple fact that every time I buy a pack of cigarettes, I'm like, this is my last pack, and then I get anxious or something and decide I want more. But I really
Well,
like this pack I have here. I really hope this is my last pack. I'm getting really sick of it. It's not making me feel any better anymore.
well, I imagine it's not helping your vertigo any, from
No,
what
it
I
doesn't.
understand about vertigo.
It's not. I need to quit it. I'm just I've just been my nerves have just been shot recently. So.
Yeah, it's a hell of a crutch, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can relate to that big time. All the best intentions, and you throw them out the window. Call us weak, call us whatever. But people deal with stress in different ways.
I hear you, Raccoon. I deal with pain on a constant basis too. I have the vertigo, plus like I've had intense migraines since I was a kid, and I have 2 slip discs in my back. So like, believe me, I know what it's like to live in pain, man. It's just, and I just cracked in the rib 3 days ago. So like, I'm dealing with that too. And it's like, it's hurting really bad today. So I understand, man. It's just
Did you say raccoons in the chat?
yeah, Raccoon's in the chat.
Raccoon, did you get that money last night that I sent you?
I'll tell him if he answers. Tell you if he answers.
Because I kept getting kicked out of Jack, so I couldn't tell if he answered me or not.
Why is Jack all against you again? Just because you asked him like personal, or said something about personal questions or something, like once or twice?
No, I don't get personal with Jack. I leave personal out of it.
He said yes,
I
sir,
just,
Chuck. He said he got it, and he said
I,
blessings.
okay, I just wanted to make sure I sent it to the right person.
He got it. So.
Because I have been known to send it to the wrong recipient at times.
Oh,
I know. One of Lindsay's like kind of extended family members, like not really related to her, but like one of her mom's friends tried to send her some money a little while back, but she didn't ask first before she did it. She didn't ask like what her Venmo or whatever it was she was sending it on was. So she just looked up her name on the Venmo app and sent it to like some random person and couldn't get it back. Yeah.
Yep.
oh,
Yeah.
That's
that was
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't just ask like, oh, what's your Venmo? But instead she decided to just try, like, she was trying to like make it like a surprise or something. So she like just looked it up on the app and just got the wrong person. And it's like,
somebody got a surprise.
yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it was just like $100. It wasn't like a huge deal, but still, it was like,
It's still money regardless.
it's still money, exactly.
No, I try not to.
What's keeping you from sleep? That's happening a lot. I hope it's not these streams. Yeah,
I've been
try to
sleeping.
get some sleep for sure.
I went from barely ever sleeping to here this last week. I've been sleeping so much. Like I've been sleeping I'm not sleeping constantly, like consistently. It's just like I fall asleep a lot, and then I wake up, and then I can't sleep. I can't get back to sleep for like a couple hours, but then I fall back asleep, and I sleep for longer than I intend to. And it's been going on like this for like a couple.
Sometimes if you throw yourself in the bed, if you've been up for that long, your body a lot of times will take care of it itself. But another thing that helps me is like just breathe. I hate counting my breath and stuff, but just breathing consciously for a while. And
Raccoon, are you on the Discord?
A little bit, and then next thing I know, I'm asleep.
Raccoon, if you're not in the Discord, hit the StreamYard link. So I think the Discord link is in private chat. You don't have to come on the show, but just like jump in there and get on the Discord. Message me. I'm Satiric Class on there too. And I have vape stuff. I have tons and tons of vape. So I used to work for a vape company, but I mean beyond that, I've bought tons of vape stuff, and I don't use it anymore.
And check your local laws too. make these kind of interstate deals.
Oh, I mean, as far as I know, I don't think vaping is illegal anymore. I don't have any like
Well,
I don't have
I
any,
don't
like
know.
I'm not
I'd
talking
rather
about,
people
I'm not
double
talking
check because I don't want
right.
misinformation around that particularly.
Sure,
I used to
totally.
get
All of my
I
stuff
used to get
it's not THC or anything. So
some plies from Europe, but the United States government imposed some kind of new excise tax, and it's cost prohibitive now.
Oh, just from the tax?
Yeah.
Dang.
So
but if what you need, Raccoon, if you just need like the battery part like to use for that, I have tons of batteries that I don't use. So let me know if you can. I'll try to figure out a way to see if it's not too expensive to mail to you. I can mail it to you, depending on where you're at. I don't have a lot of money, but
just don't make the mistake I did, Chris.
what's that?
Not declare a battery trying to send it through the post office.
Okay.
I
You
got
need
in
like
big
you need
trouble
a
for
special
that.
stick. You need a special sticker or something for that.
Yeah, they put it on at the post
I
office.
think it's regulated, or at least some states regulate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well,
Like
I'll make
you
sure I
can
do.
they even do that with wine and alcohol. It's very hard to ship wine and alcohol. There's special wine shippers you have to bring it to and
Yep.
jump through all these hoops.
Well, I mean, Raccoon, all you have to do, you don't have to Discord chat. Like it's not really that big of a deal. All you have to do is if you get into our Discord, just look for me in any of the threads that I'm usually in lots of threads on there, and just find me in the thread, click on my little icon, and you can then add me as you can just like say message, you can say message to me, and you can just message me from there. It's really easy. It's not difficult at all, man. It's not the battery you need. Okay, what do you need? Oh, yeah, I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have money. If I could, I'd send to you. Like I say, if you just need the vaping accessories, that would be. I have lots of accessories. I don't have any stuff to put in it. So never mind, I guess. I just don't use it anymore.
How do you make money on YouTube chats? You have to have at least 500 subscribers before you can monetize. And then I think that opens you up for super chats, memberships, that kind of stuff. And I'm told that YouTube gets a cut of that. And so that's why a lot of people use third-party apps.
They get
like
30%.
30%.
Yes.
You get
They better help
30%.
me grow this channel.
You get 70, they get 30.
Damn.
Honestly, we'd be better off. Like, I mean, really, we just need to set up a public. I looked into it a little bit last night or night before last. I just need to set up like a public Cash App type thing, not Cash App specifically, but like a public that's not like tied to us to either of us directly, but like a Venmo a Venmo or a Cash App for the channel or something. We can just set that up and just put it in the thing and just say if people want to donate, then they can. I don't want to push people out. I'm not going to beg people, but if people want to donate to the channel to help things out, then
That's what a lot of people do. They ask for donations, but I look for that to get cracked down on here in the future.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I mean, because there really isn't any point in people super chatting us because like we respond to everybody's chats as it is. Like we don't ignore anybody.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
chat,
that's true.
so.
Well, no, super chats is a way to get your attention or give you an extra
Like a
attaboy.
tip jar.
Yeah, it's like a tip.
I mean, I used to do that with Talcott all the time till he accused me of dirty money, so I quit.
Dirty money?
What is that?
Oh my God.
What does that mean? Dirty
He was
money. Like he didn't like your money?
He said that the only reason I was giving him money was to buy influence with him.
Oh God, that's the big head. What?
And even
what kind of...
even when he was giving me crap, I still donated to him because I saw a man in need. But he took that. Just the other day, he told me to figure out how much I've given to him, and he will refund me 200% to get me out of his life.
Well, he's trying to buy you off his stream. He doesn't have to let you on. He can ban and block you and not let you on the stream.
Which he did
if
the
he
other
wants you out
day.
of his life, but he'd rather pay you off.
Yeah, because he thinks I hold something over him because I donated to him.
That's really weird.
And I did not donate for anything other than trying to help him.
I don't
You
want. I
know?
don't want to. I don't want to go into talking about Talcott again. But I do. I am concerned that he's having some sort of nervous breakdown. But that's about it.
Talcott
All I have to
is?
say. Yeah,
I haven't
it kind of
watched
sounds
him
like it.
lately. Oh.
Sounds like it.
He cracked in 2018, and he's been living this way since then.
Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about Talcott again.
All hail.
I think it's ridiculous. He's trying to he's offering
I mean,
to pay
I
you
haven't watched him
200%.
since, so I have nothing new to say about him. I haven't seen him in action in several days.
I
He
thought you
got
said
mad at me.
you were checking him out last night or something. Or you're talking about Flow
Oh,
State.
I peeped in on him. What were they? Who was it? Fuck, what were they talking about? See, I don't even remember. I
He
was
got
seeing who
mad
was
at
on
me
the
again
panel.
last night.
That's a pattern.
And I wasn't even talking to him. I was talking to somebody else in chat. And he took it as a personal
Oh, like you weren't even
thing
on the
on.
show? This was happening from the chat?
Yeah. And then I'm typing, and then I realize nothing's going through. It's like,
Oh.
okay. Yeah. He don't like me. I don't know.
Realizing the Christic. Yeah, that was the one with Oh yeah, this lady named Karen, or this guy named Glitch, or Karen came
Glitch?
on.
I think I've seen
Yeah, it
Glitch
was a new
before.
person, and Jack
I think
kind of got suspicious if they were really there for noble purposes or not. And
I think I
that's
saw
the part
Glitch
where I
show up in
stopped.
Speakeasy before.
Was that the guy that sounded like he was rather high or drunk? Or
I
am I
don't know.
thinking
I
of
didn't watch
somebody
it.
I
I
don't
else?
remember. I just remember seeing the name, but I don't remember much about it.
They were
Oh,
they were
okay.
like cooking something in their oven because they had to keep walking to their oven, or so they said. Dry begging for who? Benton does that. He was like, I saw him one day. He's like, I'll keep the show going if I get 5 donations from new people.
Yeah, I don't. I really dislike that kind of thing. Like that like when people try to put this if I don't get donations, I don't know
Well,
what
I've
I'm
been
gonna do.
telling you to set up, because you need it more than anybody, to set up a Patreon or something for yourself and just promote it on here.
I think there's some kind of Donate Star or something like that I read about the other day. It's supposed to be a really good one. That actually doesn't take any real cut of what they donate. And most goes directly to the people. I was thinking about setting up one for the stream, but I don't know. It's just I feel weird about it. But I need to.
Well, you're gonna
look
feel
into
less and less weird when you're facing that eviction notice.
That's true. That's true.
Huh?
Yeah, he's just saying I'll feel less and less weird about begging for money if I'm facing eviction.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Jack when you said that.
No.
Sorry. Threw me off. I know I put up a GoFundMe to try to help with expenses to bury my brother. And I got $20 from one person, and that was the extent of it.
That was nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's nice of him.
Yeah, but $20 didn't cover shit.
Yeah. It's still touching
anyway.
though to see who does give.
Well, I didn't really promote at the time. I didn't know about all this promotion stuff, and I wasn't hanging on the YouTube streets now, like I do now. So it really didn't get put out there to a large degree. So I didn't really expect anything, or I wasn't expecting anything anyway.
I hear you.
Well, you want to wrap
I guess
up?
we wrap up. I'm
That's
my
fine.
brain's my
You
mind is
look
blank right now.
you look pretty frazzled sitting there. You got no funk, no energy.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling right. I'm hurting. I kept falling asleep and then waking up and falling asleep, waking up all night last night. I just kept doing that over and over again. So
Well, why
it's
don't
almost
you
like
just go take care of yourself today and take it very easy?
yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 1, and
Yeah,
then
we're doing an hour early tomorrow as well. So same time as today, 1
Oh,
p.m.
okay.
Central.
and
I'll have,
I'll be on an Amtrak at 3:45 or so to go see my daughter for her birthday. So
Amtrak.
yeah, my van is barely running, so yeah, it's not running well at all. So we're the Amtrak is pretty cheap. It's only $32 for both me and Lindsay to take the train from here to Texarkana. It
I
takes
was
five
going
and
to
a half
take
hours.
I was going to take Amtrak from St. Louis to Orlando one year, and it was 6 days to get there.
Damn. Well, yeah, that's not typical. I mean, it takes pretty much however long it would take you to drive somewhere. It's going to take you twice or three times as long to get there via train. It's ridiculous. Like,
Well, at
I,
least you got that option.
yeah, it's a 3.5 hour trip that takes 5.5 hours on Amtrak, but it's okay. You know, it's at least Amtrak's relaxing. You know, it's pretty like chill.
Yeah,
You
and
kind of
you
lay your
don't
head
have
down.
to do the driving. Yeah,
Yeah,
that could be
it's
a
pretty. They even have Wi-Fi on the train, so it's like it's pretty nice actually.
good deal.
Yeah. Any case, but all right, guys, it's been good. It's been good talking to y'all. I am going to go lay my ass down for a while. I'm not feeling good, so
Yeah, take care of yourself,
I'll see
Chris.
everybody on Discord
Take care, Chuck.
until tomorrow.
Yeah,
You ought to
till
just
tomorrow.
lay low today, Chris. Don't mess with anything.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody messes me on Discord, it's just my phone. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna have my phone on me. So
All
later on,
right,
guys.
and I'll go ahead and bid adieu, Jeff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. It was good to see you. We'll see you then. Or
And
maybe there's Machine is streaming tonight, everybody. So if you're looking for a stream later, he'll be on in a few hours.
Machine Lies.
Yeah.
Okay. What's his topic? Do you know?
Let me see if he has the link up. And then Talcott streams every day around
Who?
Talcott
That was being facetious.
around 5 p.m. Central. It's the same topic he's been doing: the Jewish liberalism, Christian futurism, Islamic modernism, etc.
Yeah, people get off on this Jewism tangent, and I just totally start tuning out.
Yeah, I come in and out a lot too.
Because the conversations in general, when you get to that category, go south real fast. If you know what I mean. I'm not into all that, whatever you want to call it, the small hat theory crap.
No, I'm not either.
I try to keep my brain somewhat alive.
I try to get into the psychology of people who might believe that what it's like to not trust your government, or what it's like to think that the people in control are not really in control. But I can't tap into that psychology, and I certainly can't stay in it for very long.
Flow would be a good one for you
He
to
does, yeah.
analyze
Flo
it.
does have that. I like so much of this seems psychology. They're talking about politics or their theories or utopias or whatever, but when you hear their personal life story, you realize that they're just trying to work out their issues
That's
from
what,
childhood.
yeah, that's what I think too. There's some little facet that happened in their life that they developed the resentment for that particular entity. You know, I
Yeah.
find that a lot
So,
too.
yeah. Like Joshua Jones is definitely trying to work out some mommy issues with his little volcano fantasy, and Jack is he's had his experiences that he's trying to work out. So it seems more like a reflection of or a window into their psychology for me.
Yeah,
Than anything that I actually take seriously as a story.
like with Jack, I can almost pinpoint on each area of why he has that issue with that particular entity or company, or I can almost tie it together with Jack. That I can see what happened to him is what shaped his viewpoint of what he thinks about that entity, whether it be the government, whether it be the banks, whether it be capitalism.
Yeah.
There's little
Whatever entity made your life miserable.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying to say. There you go.
So I can understand if I didn't have the bad experiences that these people have had with government or the law or whatever entity. So that might be some of it. Like I don't have the experience bank to draw on that they do, but I also think it's distorting their sense of. Nobody knows real reality because we're too remote from it all. We get it mediated for us by social media, but whatever the reality is, it seems like a pretty
Well, you
extreme
take
distortion of it.
the auditor community. Almost every one of them, you can tie back to they had a run-in with law enforcement, which started the whole process.
A law enforcement process for what? For that's when
Auditor.
they think you're violating free speech rights. They try to.
I'm talking about the ones. Well, they think the police are violating
Like
civil
the one
rights.
like what Joe Cool does.
Yeah, that it all started from a bad interaction one time with a cop.
Yeah,
So they go out after the whole cop community.
yeah, stuff like that. I don't know if it's true in those particular cases, but that's a good
Yes,
example.
yes. I was just trying to generalize. I'm not pointing
It's
no
a grievance.
fingers at
They're as
nobody.
aggrieved as the woke pretend to be. It's a grievance and a resentment, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's directed at authority or some power structure.
And I can see not all cops are bad, not all cops are good, but I don't see a lot of what they try to insinuate or portray about them in my own personal life. I never have had seen anything like that. But anyway, we're going to keep going, and you're going to be.
Do what?
Go ahead.
No, what'd you say?
No, I said I didn't want to keep you tied up if you had to go. On another conversation was all. But go ahead and finish your thought that you were saying.
Well, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I haven't
about
had
the interaction with.
I've had mixed experience with cops. Some have been negative or unpleasant, and most have been helpful or positive or neutral. So I haven't had these traumatic experiences with cops like some people have, but I haven't done anything to have those experiences either. My mom did, like growing up, she would use the cops as discipline, and she'd call them and have me thrown out of the house all the time. And that was probably the most negative cop experiences I've had, but that was when I was like teenager, young adult.
Were you that bad?
No. She was freaked. Half the time I didn't even know what I'd done. Like she was constantly freaking out about
over dramatic,
like little things that you don't even know what set her off. And it was stuff like that. And the next thing I know, the cops are showing up and throwing my stuff out on the yard. And I would fight with them. And sometimes I would have negative experiences with them. But as an adult, not really.
But still, that didn't affect your the way you interact with them today, does it?
No. And most of them were
Yeah,
cool. Like not even all of them were that unpleasant about it.
yeah.
But it
That's
did not affect. I guess I have an easier time judging individuals as individuals because what one set of cops does is not going to impact what I bring to my encounter with a new person that's not those same people. Like each person
exactly.
gets a new chance. So I have a hard time thinking in groups because I think at the individual level. So I don't see like, oh, that's a cop, they're going to be this one way. I have to interact with them first and see what that individual cop is like.
I'm the same way. Exactly. I take it on a one-on-one basis, not as a group basis.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes I
just
do that with
because.
women, like I started to with women, like
Hmm.
especially like a certain type or class of women, like they have up here. I'll like because I've had so much experience with this pattern. I'll feel like I know what's going to happen, or I know how the interaction is going to go, and what to prepare for, and what to expect. So I go into those encounters with some kind of preconceived like expectation because it's usually right because it's built on a very specific pattern that I was able to notice over time. But that's a rare instance of where I do have a strong bias, and it was a bias that was developed from experience, but it took a lot of experience to build up to
Well,
that level. And so whatever they're having with cops, I don't know if it's just a one-time thing or if it's something that's just built up over their lifetime with one negative encounter after another with cops, which makes me wonder what they're doing to have like all these cop encounters all the time.
well, and that's what I always say. If you
Oh,
don't do
Steve.
nothing,
Hey, oh, sorry, it's my friend Steve. Hey,
go
Steve,
ahead.
you can come up if you want. No, go ahead.
I'm going
We
to
were
say,
talking about
like,
like
you
how
take,
many cops they'd run in with.
yeah, and that's always my question is what are you doing wrong in the first place to have this many negative encounters?
Yeah, why are all these cops bothering you in the first place? Why are you on their radar?
That's like trying to take the military industrial complex and trying to say, okay, the Army is lumped in or the Air Force is lumped in. You can't do that. That's two separate entities in itself.
I thought the military industrial complex was just a description for the. I didn't know like it's not an actual thing. It's just the relationship between the defense industry and the private companies they contract with.
Exactly. But anytime you hear these people talk about it, they try to throw the armed services in there with that. And you can't. It's a whole different
Well, they're
separate
contracting
issue.
on behalf of the armed services, I think, but they're contracting with. They have a certain need or goal that they need help trying to achieve, and they contract with the companies that have the ability to
I've run
get
into a lot of
whatever goal they
people.
have. And so I don't see what the issue with that is. That's how the free market or the mixed market, which we have, works.
Yeah. And a lot of people I run into on these some of these channels is because I served in the military. I'm part of the military industrial complex.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
yeah. How
Those
do
people are just
you?
being ignorant. Those are if they're saying that to you, you're facing ignorant people at that moment.
Yeah, there's no tie. That's what I'm saying. There's absolutely no tie between the two.
Yeah, but in people's minds, they associate it as one thing. That's
Hmm.
what I'm talking about. There's something about the brain that has a tendency to think more broadly than the individual in terms of these like vague group sketches. And it's probably a shortcut, like when you have to decide between multiple options real fast in the jungle or something. It's a shortcut your brain can use to filter what tribe to prioritize.
Yeah.
But it seems more primitive than being able to think at the individual level. So that like people that do it, it seems like an underdeveloped ability that once you get develop it more granularly, then you start to see people as individuals. So it seems like just your thinking is falling back into this rough evolutionary pattern instead of what's in front of you, which are individuals.
Well, that's like I don't like the illegal drug market or illegal drugs, whatever you want to call it. But just because a person chooses to smoke a joint in the privacy of their own home, I don't hold that against them.
No, I
Because
wouldn't even.
just because you can't lump everything into one big basket. I take it on an individual by individual basis.
Yeah, I do too. Even with women, I try to, like, each new woman, I try to give her a chance and see her like, well, there's no guarantee she's going to be like all these other 100 women that you've encountered. So you still have to give her a fair chance to like be her own person. So even
Now,
the groups that I do think that way about, I can still treat
you
them as
close to the metropolitan area there?
I'm about an hour away. I lived in Seattle for like
Okay,
12 years.
Yeah, that whole West Coast phenomena of the way they think is hard to. If I had to run into those people day by day, I'd lose my mind.
It was hard. Getting out of Seattle really helped.
I don't know if it's liberalism or wokeism or what it is.
I think it's a combination. I think the culture is like middle to upper middle class. It's very sheltered, isolated, and they don't have a lot of touch with people outside of that. It's a bubble.
Mm.
And so they only have each other that reflecting back to them. They don't have a lot of diversity of personality or thought. And so I think that's a lot of it, that it's a certain culture. And it's very high protocol. It's very, am I doing and saying the right thing at the right time because it might come across a certain way or affect or affect somebody a certain way. So it's very like, it's kind of collectivist. It's not just about the individual, but it's about the individual thinking about their position and role in this larger group and not jeopardizing that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump off because I got to take care of a couple of things.
Okay, it was good to see you, and like I said, we'll be back tomorrow at an hour early, 1 p.m.
What do you
Central.
want? Can I
Hey.
help you?
Meow.
Stupid cat. You're as bad as the chickens. All right, Jeff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Chuck. Take care. Well, Steve, we might be wrapping up unless you can eat fast. But yeah, we had a good show. We're on every day. We're doing an hour early today and tomorrow. But we're on every day at 2 p.m. Central. So you can come up anytime for sure. Let me see if I have any tweets. I can hang out a little while. A few minutes. Nope. Nothing really tweet wise. Oh, you're just saying cereal. You want me to wait? We talked about a lot of stuff. The election earlier, like Biden versus Trump, and we started like the 2024 election conversation, and then we talked about I don't even remember. There was some stream gossip about some of the different streamers. And then we were just talking about people that it started with the conspiracists that think there's just like one shadow group behind the scenes running things, but then it was like thinking in groups in general. like thinking all cops are one way because they all are part of this one category. Kind of that stereotype thinking. And I was saying how that seems like a more primitive, less complex or sophisticated form of thinking than taking the time to evaluate each individual member of a category, because you're going to get more information that way. And you're going to have a richer and deeper nuance of pattern, because you're going to have many individual instances to compare it to compare to each other, instead of this one broad concept that applies to the whole group. And so that's what we were talking about just now. And we can pick up any of these topics tomorrow or another day as well, if you want. What kind of cereal? Let me catch you on tomorrow's show. I don't want to make y'all wait. Okay, yeah, we'll be here at 1 p.m. Central tomorrow. We're doing an hour early. So yeah, I would love if you came on. I was thinking about you the other day. Tricks. Oh my God. That explains it. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, people like what they like, don't they? So yeah, I was thinking about you the other day, how it's been a while since we caught up. So yeah, try to come on tomorrow. That'd be really cool. All right, I guess that's it for today. See you again tomorrow. 1 hour earlier, 1 p.m. Central. Take care.